Hey guys, think I made a couple little mistakes here. Not surprising. Um, as far as my upcoming live streams, I think I got a few of them mixed up. That's the problem with me doing it too far in advance. And I have two more advanced. With a couple more coming. Hey Marlon. Marlon, how are you? Last night we had the Esoteric Lounge with School Sniper to hang out. We listened to his talk on, hey Daniel, um, electroculture. This morning we're going to do Course in Miracles. We're going to wait and see. Oh, our friend Anna said she could not make it today, or this morning at least. So we won't wait for her, but we'll wait and see if anyone else shows up and wants to do lesson 44. Chugging along, man. 6 days. When we reach 50, when we reach 50, we do a review of the previous 50 lessons. Appreciate you guys coming in and hitting the like button. So no one shows up. We're just going to do the breath work and the lesson on our own. We'll leave it here for anyone who stumbles upon it, and maybe I'll do a short of it or a short video of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Lesson 44. God is the light in which I see. Hey, Green Thumb. Today we are continuing the idea for yesterday, adding another dimension to it. You cannot see in darkness and you cannot make light. You can make darkness and then think you see in it, but light reflects life and is therefore an aspect of creation. Creation and darkness cannot coexist, but light and life must go together, being but different aspects of creation. In order to see, you must recognize that light is within, not without. You do not see outside yourself, nor is the equipment for seeing outside you. An essential part of this equipment is the light that makes seeing possible. It is with you always, making vision possible in every circumstance. Today we are going to attempt to reach that light. For this purpose, we will use a form of exercise which has been suggested before, and which we will utilize increasingly. It is a particularly difficult form for the undisciplined mind, and represents a major goal of mind training. It requires precisely what the untrained mind lacks. Yet this training must be accomplished if you are to see. Have at least 3 practice periods today, each lasting 3 to 5 minutes. A longer time is highly recommended, but only if you find the time slipping by with little or no sense of strain. The form of practice we will use today is the most natural and easy one in the world for the trained mind, just as it seems to be the most unnatural and difficult for the untrained mind. Your mind is no longer wholly untrained. You are quite ready to learn the form of exercise we will use today, but you may find that you will encounter strong resistance. The reason is very simple. While you practice in this way, you leave behind everything that you now believe and all the thoughts that you have made up. Properly speaking, this is the release from hell, yet perceived through the ego's eyes, it is loss of identity and a descent into hell. If you can stand aside from the ego by ever so little, You will see no difficulty in recognizing that its opposition and its fears are meaningless. You might find it helpful to remind yourself from time to time that to reach light is to escape from darkness, whatever you may believe to the contrary. God is the light in which you see. You are attempting to reach him or her. Begin the practice period by repeating today's idea with your eyes open and close them slowly, repeating the idea several more times. Then try to sink into your mind by letting go of every interference and intrusion by quietly sinking past them. Your mind cannot be stopped in this unless you choose to stop it. It is merely taking its natural course. Try to observe your passing thoughts without involvement and slip quietly by them. While no particular approach is advocated for this form of exercise, what is needful is a sense of the importance of what you are doing. Its inestimable value to you, and an awareness that you are attempting something very holy. Salvation is your happiest accomplishment. It is also the only one that has any meaning, because it is the only one that has any real use to use at all. If resistance rises in any form, pause long enough to repeat today's idea, keeping your eyes closed unless you are aware of fear. In that case, you will probably find it more reassuring to open your eyes briefly. Try, however, to return to the exercise with eyes closed as soon as possible. If you are doing the exercise correctly, you should experience some form of relaxation and even a feeling that you are approaching, if not actually, entering into light. Try to think of light, formless and without limit, as you pass by the thoughts of this world. And do not forget that you cannot hold on to the world unless you give them power to do so. Throughout the day, repeat the idea often and with eyes open or closed, as seems better to suit you at the time. But do not forget, above all, be determined not to forget today. God is the light in which I see. We're going to do the exercise with some breath work, a little bit of a meditation. Anyone who wants to join in, go ahead. We are going to begin with the breath work. We're going to relax. We're going to do the physiological sigh, which is breathing in through the nose, filling the belly with air. When we get about 80% full, we take a sip in, sigh through the mouth, tongue on the roof of the mouth, lips pursed, and extending the breath outwards. Beautiful breath. 3 times. You ready? Breathing in, fill the belly. Sip in air. Sigh. Breath number 2. Breathe in, fill the belly. Sip in air. Sigh. Breath number 3. Breathe in, fill the belly up. Sip in air. Sigh. Let your shoulders drop. Begin with the thought, God is the light in which I see. Let your breath settle into its easy, natural rhythm, completely on its own. Closing our eyes, we repeat the thought, God is the light in which I see. Let all the other thoughts slip away. God is the light in which I see. Relaxing into that thought, God is the light in which I see. The mind settles, relaxing into the very presence of God. Always here, always available, always home. Moving past the thoughts. See an all-encompassing light, soft yet brilliant, emanating from the heart, filling every cell of the body and then extending outwards. Extending outwards. God is a light in which I see. Relaxing into that thought. That light reaches and it reaches. The very essence is the light which shines the way forward for you to see, for you to experience, for you to be. God is the light. God is a light in which we see. Settle into that thought for just a minute. Settle beneath that thought. Settle into the light. But when you're ready, open your eyes. Remind yourself once more that God is a light in which I see. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the chat. Amen. Hey, toy pups. Are you up early or are you up late? Mama says, getting ready to smash legs. When is the next trap workout? Every day is a trap workout. Everything I do with kettlebells really involves the trap. The traps. Today is the triathlon session. So I put all the other movements that I worked on through the week. Kettlebell long cycle, which is the clean, and then the jerk. And then I do jerks, and then I do one arm snatches to get the switch hands halfway through, if you make it halfway through. And excuse me, guys. So I put those three together today. Mondays are jerks and snatches. Tuesdays I do swings. Wednesdays are clean jerks and squats. I do the jerks, the clean and jerks in interval session. 1 minute on, just about 90% effort. 1 minute off. Then I do 6 to 7 rounds of those, followed by very high rep squats. I did 60 reps, 61 reps on Wednesday after long cycle, which is very leg involvement anyway. Well, that's a long time off. Today's what, the 13th, right? Friday the 13th. Spooky. Are you scared? Hi, Tony. Great day to you. You man, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Why are you in danger? 48 Laws of Power now. Who wrote the 48 Laws of Power? I remember the title. I don't remember the author. 6 reps with or without breaks. No breaks. One continuous set. Took me about 3.5 minutes or so. Hey, you're a man. Let's talk about this, my friend. What's going on? And thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that gift. You don't know the power I have? I probably do. Oh, Robert Greene. I probably do know the power that you have because there's no distance between you and I and God. And God is the only power that we have. This is not the God of, it's not the God that we talk about in a biblical sense. This is the God of essence, the God of um, primordial beingness that allows everything to arise and everything to fall back into the source itself. But of course, we get to think and believe what we believe. So that is the world that we perceive, right? If you want something different, we simply change our beliefs, we change our thoughts, and it's not our thoughts. As soon as we choose thoughts of the ego, we are always giving ego stuff. It'll change form. It'll appear in infinite ways in this world in which we are dreaming. However, it's always of the ego, which means there's always going to be that sense of separation. There's always going to be that sense of fear. There's always going to be that sense of um, separation from each other and of God. It's always the ego stuff. When we choose to think the thoughts with the mind of God, in which we share, we are ideas, we are thoughts in the mind of God, then we get God's stuff. We see the world as it truly is, a creation, an extension, an expression of love itself. So we often talk about free will, but you can't express free will as long as the ego is calling the shots. In yoga, this is called the kleshas, the five afflictions of the mind, in which we can never perceive reality itself because we always see the world and life and what we experience through our attractions and attachments. I like this, I love this, give me more of this. Or we see it through the lens of aversion. I don't like this, I don't like that. Give me less of that and get it away from me. Get that person away from me. Attraction and aversion. And the belief that we are an ego, only an ego, this personality, limited, small, separate from each other and from God, which brings us to the fear of death. If we are limited, if we are small, if we are an ego, if we have somehow sinned against God, then I'm going to die, right? And then I'm going to be judged after I die. Affliction number 4. 5 is ignorance, that we don't even know who we truly are. We believe that we are an ego. We believe that we are our thoughts. We believe that we can be truly influenced by a book that we read or what someone on a pulpit says or in the media or whatever. Who we truly are exists independent of everything we believe of it. This is why the Tao Te Ching begins with the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. Or in A Course in Miracles, it says that words are but symbols of symbols twice removed. Those are the 5 afflictions. Yoga is a path of seeing through those 5 afflictions, watching them disappear. This is where it's similar to A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles does not aim to teach you the meaning of love, of which you are, by the way, but only to remove the obstacles to the awareness of love's presence. It's much simpler, isn't it? Man, imagine if someone had to teach you how to love. Imagine if someone had to teach you what you were, what you are. Instead, all we have to do is remove the barriers from who we already are. Nothing has to be built up. Everything's in place. Hey, Lady Sky. Let's see. Marlon says, that's brutal. Yeah, it is. I'm not using real heavy weights. The goal is I want to work up to 100 rep sets with some light weights. Maybe eventually my body weight. 100 reps with body weight. Not a bad goal to reach. Well, it says, Mina, I've done 7-minute sets on leg press and pull downs before, even on pullovers. But now I do more than 1 to 2 minute sets, maybe 3 minutes at a time. How are you, Lady Sky? We're gonna shut down in just a minute. Appreciate you coming in and joining me, all of you guys. I don't know anyone was here to hear lesson 44. But hey, Frenchie, how are you? Good morning. If you have any questions about lesson 44, as mentioned, only including today, only 6 more days, and then we reach lesson 50, where we do a very first review of all the lessons that we've done so far. First 50 can be pretty hard, but the hardest, of course, are just the first 20, 28, 27. Then things begin to get easier. Frenchie says, another day in paradise. And no. What do we say no to? Oh, no questions? Good to see you too, Frenchie. You're probably still like in the thick of winter, right? Yep. Happy Friday the 13th. We're going to see, is it unlucky or is it lucky? I think it's going to be lucky. Well, very little snow. That's unusual for you, isn't it? We still, even though it was thawing out yesterday a bit, we probably still have 4 or 5 inches. What's been difficult is it's been warming up above freezing in the daytime and then freezing at night. So now we have a sheet of ice on the roads and the sidewalks. Um, but as of tomorrow, it's going to warm up above freezing for an extended period. And I think we're also going to get some rain. So that should wash this stuff away. And we're getting closer and closer now to March. Um, Meteorologically, at least here in the middle Atlantic, the meteorologists measure spring by trends, warming trends. And they pretty much say that season starts, thank you to our pups. The season starts like spring's going to start the beginning of March. Now, astronomically, measured by, uh, and astrologically as well, measured by the stars, measured by the moon, measured by the Gregorian calendar, the season starts at the equinox, which is on the 21st, sometimes in the 20th, sometimes on the 21st. I believe it's in the 21st. But me, I like going with March. I like going with the beginning of the month. I want spring, my favorite time of the year. From March, although March can still be brutal, all the way to, I'm going to say late June. Pop says, bonjour, friend. Man, when spring starts to deepen into that deep, deep shade of green, where it's no longer a color but an experience, you feel it, your blood feels it. Just feels warm and rich and welcoming, as if you can almost disappear in that greenness of spring. Frenchie says, bonjour. I believe bonjour in French means pass the coffee. Am I mistaken about that? My middle school French, is it serving me well? I took French from, I think, fifth grade to eighth grade, and I cannot remember, can't remember anything. And then in ninth grade, I took German, and my German professor said, never speak this language again. Never attempt to speak this language again. But in fact, maybe you should learn how to communicate in uh, grunts and shrugs instead of actual words. Um, Needless to say, I did not pass that class, nor did I pass any classes that year. I was my freshman year in high school. I was lost, completely lost, and I would reflect that loss by leaving campus. Would take the bus. My school, I lived way outside of Baltimore, county away, but the Catholic school I went to um, was in Baltimore City. So we took the bus in, and then I would leave campus, or I would wander to the library, or I'd go to the weight room, anywhere but class, which is why I got kicked off the wrestling team, which I made my freshman year. Um, but academic stuff kept me from actually participating in the matches after just a bit. Pip Up says, "You speak such great French, Yogi. You are now bilingual." I'm just happy that I was able to say the word bilingual. So if you say the word bilingual in a different language, are you trilingual now? Answer that for me, please. Um, so man, yeah, high school was not a good time for me. Same thing happened. I was kicked out of that Catholic school, which was fine by me. I didn't want to be there anyway. I went to public school, which was not fine by me. I didn't want to be there either. But I did try out the football team, which I made, and proceeded never to play a football game once. But I loved the practices. Absolutely loved practice. But I did not care to play the game. It meant nothing to me. Not even with my own team. But I loved going in the weight room. I loved doing the sprints. I even loved hitting the pads. Everything about it except the game. What a weird game to play. Lady Scott says hi to toy pups. All right, guys. We are 2 minutes. I'm going to end the live stream and I will hit the 30-minute mark. The sun comes up today at 7 o'clock. I think like 2 minutes after 7. In another couple days, it's going to come up after 7. Um, and I love the early morning light. Allows me to catch a little more wildlife with my camera. And that all changes though. Beginning of March, we have daylight savings time. I do not like my time being manipulated by outside sources. If I want to manipulate time, I'll do it myself. Thank you. I don't need the government getting involved. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not any of those things. I'm just someone who want to do things on my own, man. If I want to put a clock back, I'll put it back. I got nowhere to be, nothing to do. So don't muck up my timeline. One day until Valentine's Day, tomorrow. Yep. So, Lady Sky, I'm not 100% sure if be singing this weekend. Maybe Sunday. I have guests coming up today, both afternoon, but it might not work out. Sorry, didn't mean to wag my finger. If it does not work out, what I meant to do was wag my pen. If it doesn't work out, then maybe in the afternoon do some singing. Although I still have not practiced this song. I'm going to try to do it this morning. And my guest was supposed to be up last Sunday, but we had technical problems. And he did not make it. He actually did make it for 20 minutes, but no one could hear the sound. So we ended it. Decided to try today. We're going to see if it works out better. I have 2 reoccurring guests coming up this evening together to be in the same room. uh, and that is Julie Burst. Julie's a regular. Deanna Fusen. Deanna was here um, a couple months ago, one of my first guests, and she was supposed to come up a while back, and she was rushed to the hospital in emergency. If she wants to tell us about that, we'll open the stage so she can share her journey. Um, but she is back. Her and Julie are friends on camera and off camera, so they'll be together today. Tomorrow, two guests again appearing with each other. Lloyd Lapp and Stephanie Finn, both combined have over 50 years of experience teaching A Course in Miracles. They are partners. They'll be here in the afternoon. No, oh, and a guest on Saturday evening. I'm going to see if Miss Bipper can hang out with us Sunday instead of Monday. I have a guest on Monday. Another reappearing guest. And on the 18th, I have a Yogi as well as a Course in Miracles teacher, much like myself. She'll be coming up. That's the week so far. All right. There will be pen wagging throughout the week. As I immediately drop the pen. Fortunately, I have pens to spare. I'm always prepared. I'm like Batman. I have a contingency plan for everything. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to see everyone at 1 o'clock, hopefully with a guest. Take care. Remind me to practice my song, Lady Sky. I'll see y'all later.